Hey everybody, my name is Micah and I am a member of a creative collective out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, and we are calling this initiative the Coronavirus Diaries. He almost dropped the phone. So really what this is, at a very high level, we're going to be working with industry professionals across the board, whether it's healthcare, whether it's people working that gig life, whether it's people working in service industry, maybe military, maybe government. It depends on who's willing to talk and who we can get to work with us, but also just everyday people. We're trying to get a consolidated place where we can have a full spectrum of information that we're able to share both regionally, nationally, globally, and just to have a place to document everything that's happening. It's starting to shift, and life as we know it, it's going to have to shift if we're going to move past this. So we're all in this together, and this is our team's initiative to try to share information that's relevant to everybody involved. I was fortunate enough to be a member of a team where my boss accommodated a shift in lifestyle, a shift in work, and we shifted away from doing the other creative initiatives that we were doing to doing this. So I'm fortunate enough to be able to dedicate a lot of my time towards collaborations and towards gathering this information. And I'm going to do my best to keep out the hyperbole, keep out the stuff that's not 100%. And I'd be the first to admit that it's easy to go down these roads where you start hearing from everybody around you and you start seeing on the news and the headlines. But this is going to be more about just having conversations with people. What's going on in their world? How is it impacting them? In the coming week, or weeks, I've got meetings set up with psychologists, with healthcare providers, with people that work in that gig life, videographers, people like imagine wedding videographers. There's a lot of stuff that's changing all around us, the economy as we know it, just everything. So without going too far into all of that, again, this is just an intro video to give you guys a heads up about who I am and what I'm about. I'll give you a little background on me. So, moving forward, maybe it'll help you understand a little bit about how I think and why I think the way I do. First and foremost, I've always been a creative, but I have not always only been a creative. So out of high school, did get a degree in graphic arts, and then 9/11 happened. And at the time, I felt like the best decision and the best thing that I could do was to join the military. So I joined the U.S. Army National Guard, and shortly thereafter ended up deploying into a high-threat environment. From there, I ended up working again with the Department of Defense, I was a security specialist, doing security operations. After that, got into the University of Minnesota, got undergraduate in communications, and then I continued on to get a Master's of Science in Security Technology. I doubled down on security. There's something about it I just appreciate. It's extremely challenging, and there's a certain sense of accomplishment when you're able to keep something or someone safe. And I think that's why I'm feeling like I'm gravitating towards this initiative and this project so much, is that I see a lot of opportunity to communicate and to work with people around the world, really, and to identify things that are working, things that could use improvement. There's a lot of stuff that I'm excited to work on with this. So after, to keep going, after the master's degree, I got into information security technology, worked in corporate for 5 years, kind of got a little burnt out on it, and I ended up starting my own small videography company and traveled around the world a bit. I got to see some really cool places, meet some really cool people, and about a year ago found my way back into the States and found my way into a role that it was exactly what I was hoping for. It was a dream job. I was able to do what I loved, create content, make videos and professional videos, work on a really awesome team with some skilled individuals, and that led me to here. So the boss that I have, again, accommodating this, and I'm eternally grateful. So hopefully what we're doing right now is going to bring information to those of you out there that are looking for maybe a different source of information. But more than anything, this is going to be a place where a lot of stuff is documented, and that in years to come we'll be able to look back on, and we'll be able to see the natural progression of things, for better or worse. So if you are somebody that would be interested in working with us and kind of becoming a member of the street team, so to speak, by all means reach out. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. We're happy to facilitate everybody. You'd have a team to work with, and we'd love to make that happen. For now, I'm just going to keep this one short, and I'm gonna go about my day. You can see I got outdoors. I've been doing my best to self-isolate. I truly believe this is the only way that we're going to beat it. Over the last month, I've really seen a shift in mindset from a number of my friends that a month ago were making jokes, and I get it, like people don't want to believe people just don't want to believe how bad things can get. The reason I shared a little bit about my history is because I believe it prepared me in some capacity for this kind of stuff, is that I tend to look at things and I can recognize how bad it can get. And I saw when it was happening in China, I saw when it transitioned in Iran, and before it really started doing anything in the States, I was extremely concerned. So thankfully the government currently is what many are deeming taking drastic draconian measures, but I believe it is 100% necessary. There's something that I want to share with you, and then I'll leave. And this is a thing that I'd been taught when I was a kid, and the entire intent of this was to teach you about the exponential growth. And it was something along the lines of, would you rather get paid $10,000 right now to, or $10,000 a month to work, or would you rather get paid a penny the first day, 2 pennies the second, 4 pennies the third, and so on? You get how it goes. So I remember way back when I was a kid, and I learned that, and just how massive exponential growth, like how epic it can become. And that's really what we're dealing with here is, if we waited until it was a problem, until our healthcare systems were strained, you're behind. And then you can see what happens. You see it in Italy, you see it in Iran, you see it in all these countries. And there's countries where the figures aren't even coming out yet, and who knows if we'll ever even really know in some of these places. But that's our intent right now. I'm really hoping that I'm going to be able to speak with people in a lot of different countries and really get their perspectives, their insights, what's really going on, as opposed to what the mass media is presenting, because it's just another avenue to approach data, and that's where I'm at here. So with that, I hope you guys enjoy what's to come. I got some stuff coming up that I'm really excited about, and I'm excited to hear your thoughts. So if you got any questions, concerns, you want us to look into anything, in the comments below, throw it down there, and we'll be sure to respond. Until next time, you guys stay safe out there, and look forward to this. Later.